Hi, it's Trixie, and we're gonna go through my life in iconic looks. I know you want me to take these off. I know you want me to take these. You guys, Nick's trying to control me. I never get to wear these because they make too much noise, but aren't they fun? Coco Chanel says, before you leave the house, have your f***y little video editor tell you to take one thing off. And also, I have to show you guys, even though this is just a video, I got shoes on. It's for me. I know some of the girls are like, you know when you're on YouTube and you just have like your pajama pants on? I said, not me, bitch. Because my people deserve better than that. Today I had an idea for a video where, you know, I'm 35, I've been in entertainment for damn near almost 20 years. Almost, if I started at 18, that means in 2.5 years, I will have been done drag for 20 fucking years. I think that's crazy. I have had the wonderful opportunity of working from very young drag age, you know, 18, 19 working and doing cross-dressing all over the world for people in all different languages, all different ages, television, radio, film, podcasting. I feel like this is the type of video where I can say, I mean, I, you know, used to have 10 people show up for bingo in Milwaukee to see me. And then I've gone and sold out Radio City Music Hall. So anything is possible. And I thought it would be a good opportunity to take and go down a little memory lane stroll to some of my most iconic looks. I've seen Cher do this and Gaga for, I think, Vogue. They haven't called it yet. So I thought we could take it upon ourselves to do it here in the studio, shall we? And before I do that, please subscribe to the channel. We got new videos here all the time, and lately, I don't want to tell you guys how the sausage is made lately. We love YouTube. It's my favorite thing to do. We love making videos. This is my happy place.
Hi, it's Trixie, and today's video is brought to you by SeatGeek. Lately, I've been more involved in trying to see concerts. I got to see Madonna this year. I just saw Kylie Minogue. I also do shows. You know, you could see me doing Bald and Beautiful live. You could see Celebrating Disco. And what better way to secure your tickets than SeatGeek? At 28 million downloads, they are
the #1 rated ticketing app.
More than 70,000 events listed, concerts, festivals. You could see everybody, okay? I mean, you could see Sabrina Carpenter, Beyonce, Shakira. I mean, the list goes on, but especially me. For somebody like me, who has arthritis, I need to know exactly what the seat is, because if I need to sit, I need to know that I can sit. This is the app. It's the app. Let's say you want to see, I don't know, like a big artist who's like touring and it's just incredible. Me. Here, you can see on May 8th, I'm performing at the Hollywood Palladium just down the street. And so you could go on here, you could say you want it to be you, your mom, your cousin, your best friend. That's 4 people. Love it. And then it says how much it is going to be, including fees, and it highlights which part of the arena you could get a seat in. So then they say you need 4 tickets, and then every ticket is protected. You get your tickets in your hands before you get there. You get to the gate with your ticket that works. SeatGeek has your back, and so do I. You can get 10% off using the code Trixie10 at checkout. Trixie10, 10% off. You could get 10% off to go see whoever or me. Use the code Trixie10 for 10% off at checkout. Back to the video.
So I had my crackpot team of Nick, you know, go through and grab all my favorite looks from all through the years. So I think we should check those out. First up. Wow, okay, I remember this like it was yesterday. I remember I always had really long hair, and I had one of those moms who was like, we can't cut it, we can't cut it, we can't cut it. But that movie Kick-Ass had come out, and Chloe Grace Moretz, who was also like a young actress at the time, she had that ass bob. And I remember telling my mom, if you don't get me this ass bob, I will find somebody who will. So she took me down to Chaz Dean in West Hollywood. I remember it was like top model. I knew I wanted the short cropped hair, but as soon as she started cutting, instant tears. Instant tears. And I didn't think it was very cute. You can see in this picture, the smile's kind of strained. I had also just gotten all my teeth pulled. You can see I'm not even really used to the kind of implants yet. And this was before my nose job. This is my old nose, which is kind of crazy to think about. This is me. That's my dad's nose. Rest his soul. Jerry Garcia. I remember this dress. This was made by Marco Marco. And at the time, Marco Marco, you know, was doing like fetish wear and club gear. And I remember coming with my mom and she said, diva. Because my mom was total keg. I remember we just had a few bolts of yellow satin because I had just closed one of my American Girl doll stores. Because I had one in Burbank and they're not the like cash machine that TikTok makes you think they are. You know, you see on TikTok like, hey, like boss bitch just opened another American Girl doll store. They're not, you know, the overhead is huge. Tiny dresses, huge overhead. So I had just a few bolts of this yellow fabric, and you can't tell from this picture because it looks like kind of a little cut here. You would think it's a mini. It was like a 10-foot train on this dress. And I remember Cardi B stepped on it, and that's actually how we met. So sometimes a long dress at the Met Gala and Cardi B, she stepped on it and she said, oh, and we just kind of hit it off. That's how I got the job in Charlotte's Web. Love this look. I wish I still had this dress. Do we still have this? Brandon, do we still have this dress? Next picture. Wow, okay, so people think that started in like 2014, 15. This is actually on the set of when it was on the Disney Channel. I mean, you can tell, look at both of us. I mean, we were just we didn't know any better. You know, Hollywood felt so big. I hadn't even got my ears pierced yet. They hadn't even invented Claire's. And then Katya, I know she is older than me. And so this doesn't make a lot of sense. I just want to say she doesn't have any nails on. Even back then, no hand makeup, no nails. I'm zooming in, nothing. I don't think denim is for her. Also, she's wearing a small pair of men's shoes. I think this was the preteen Vogue Awards, and I was actually just a little too old to be there. You know, when I got out of my limo, I was holding a rattle because I was still trying to be like, I'm young. All right, up next. Okay, Miss Natural Leg Crosser. This is a thing. This was my first talk show appearance, and I was super nervous because I matured very quickly. I blossomed early. You can't see from this dress. I was wearing binders because I wasn't ready to be sexualized by the world yet. I should be able to come into that in my own time. So, you know, I remember being super uncomfortable because I was basically, you know, just like a little mummy under there. And I was excited because I was promoting Jaws. And I thought, oh, I get to be in Jaws, how iconic, right? And then they cut my scene. Like the opening scene was me as a little girl with water wings on, swimming in the ocean. And I'm supposed to get eaten by the shark. And then when we tested with audiences, they said that it was too bloody. It's a bummer. I mean, I look so excited. And then imagine me at the premiere at SeaWorld. I wasn't even in the film. So I grabbed my handbag and I said, Ron, let's go. Okay, now we're kind of getting into where I'm sort of getting more comfortable with my personal style. All the time people are like, how do you know John Hamm? This is actually John Hamm's brother. Well, he's also John Hamm. They're both named John Hamm, and that's kind of confusing. This isn't the famous one. He actually owns a hardware store in Paducah. But I love this dress. I mean, you know, if purple communicates royalty, that makes a lot of sense because I had just been knighted by the queen, God rest her soul. So I had just come from Buckingham Palace. Kind of, for my age, a lot of makeup. If you zoom in, I mean, I have the full TV pan stick foundation. I have the top and bottom lashes. And this looks like my hair. This is actually a wig because I had just shaved it for Game of Thrones. I really miss John. This is a great reminder. Do genetic testing. Find out about abnormalities in your heart as soon as you can. John, I think of you every day. Okay, so I'm super nervous here because obviously this is Josh Hutcherson. So Josh Hutcherson, before he was in the Hunger Games, before all of that, we were actually on the set of a commercial for Doublemint gum. So you know the Doublemint gum with like the twins, all the twins? They were kind of trying to branch out. This is for fraternal twins, so we weren't identical. This actually did not make it to television because they kind of decided that without identical twins, the gimmick doesn't really work. And that's my cat. Miss him every day. And Josh Hutcherson and he was my first on-camera kiss, and he was my first off-camera French kiss. So, love him. Okay, so now we're kind of getting into my music career. Okay, when I was in Charlie's Angels, we kind of did our own soundtrack. And at the last minute, they pulled me from the campaign because I had my first scandal. I advertised a product for a hair care company that made everybody bald, and to this day, I regret it. The FDA is something you should definitely listen to. I was insecure at the time because everybody at the time was saying, no, girl, wearing a dress with pants, you know, don't do it, girl. But I knew that I was kind of starting something. And so I threw the belt over it and everyone was like, whoa. Some people tell you not to wear pants with dresses, but those people are haters. All right. People are always saying that I look just like Sabrina Carpenter, and I honestly don't see it unless I have my boobs out. This looks like Barry Keoghan, but it's not. This is Ruby Rose. She just on Orange is the New Black. She was the hottest. Every single person wanted to Ruby Rose, but I had her first. You know, kind of like Taylor Swift, all these songs about breakups. It's hard for me to write a breakup song about Ruby Rose because in a way, I think part of me will still always kind of be waiting for her. Obviously, she was doing a vampire movie. That's why she's dressed like that. Looks good. And you can see, I was about to have a fashion malfunction. You can see me holding the breast, but you can see I started to get really into nails. Okay, so I was on the WB. I was starring in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I actually originally went in to read for Cordelia, and I kept getting called back, and then they had me come in and read for Buffy, and I didn't think I was gonna get it. It just seemed a little far-fetched. The show seemed a little, you know, a mid-season replacement for a TV show based on a movie that kind of flopped. I would have never known that it was gonna be this huge, you know, huge phenomenon. Okay, this is Sabrina Carpenter. Okay. Before you guys knew me as Wiggy, this is me on my first motorcycle. This is a Hog. This is a 75 Harley with the spoiler. Love those little shoes. These were actually really big platforms with a heel, but the brakes were out on the motorcycle. So every time I had to stop, I was like grinding away at these slowly. And that's kind of how I invented the Pilgrim shoe. I mean, every time you guys wear a kitten heel, Sorry, invented that. This actually isn't outside. This is one of those like old movies that we shot where you would have the person stationary and you'd have one of those backgrounds behind them, like a roll. So I'm actually not even outside. Okay. Listen, this was the early 2000s. Everybody was super tan. We didn't know about the sun. We'd never seen it before. You know, it just happened. Your Y2K happened and the sun just appeared in the sky. We were like, what the f? You can kind of see the beginning of this makeup. You can see the thicker liner. You can see the lashes. You can see the pink blush. This is Dave Navarro. This is before he was doing Ink Master. We got really close. This is actually not a cane. This is when Dave was really into fencing. So that's actually a little sword. And if you zoom in on this tattoo, it actually has my name. It's a cover up, but my name was under there. It said, Trixie Mattel owns my ass. Where are we? It looks like linoleum floor. Oh, I had just finished my shift. I'm working at a kitchen. You can see that's actually a non-slip shoe at a Burger King. Okay, a lot of people don't know this, but I was in the Muppets. I got scouted because I was behind a gay bar and this guy had his hand up my skirt. I remember Jim Henson came around the corner. I didn't know it was Jim Henson at the time because he was head to toe goth. I thought it was just a random goth. And he was like, hey, you kind of seem like a natural at that. And I said, you know, because I was making love. And the guy pulled his hand out and I said, well, you know, I'm actually a young actress. And he said, how do you feel about puppets? And I said, what's that? He said, it's like a fake little person. We do a TV show we're inventing called The Muppets. And I said, oh, well, I'm not really a puppet. Is that a problem? He said, well, and this is before, you know, it was a different time in Hollywood, okay? Like you could play gay if you weren't gay. I wasn't a puppet. They said, would you be willing to wear head to toe felt and pretend to be a puppet? I said, if you have a check, I have a talent. So blink my eyes, I'm at Jim Henson Studios in a band playing Janice. And I remember when Cynthia Erivo started the role on Broadway, I remember being like, girl, I made my choices. I did whatever. This is your time to shine. Do whatever you want with it. And she actually retooled the role into Elphaba. You know, run me my check, boo. Love that though. I'm always gonna remember Jim Henson. He was so sweet and, you know, he was more than just an ass. Okay. Imagine, I get invited to RuPaul's Christmas party and she's trimming the tree and she said, girl, this is gonna be the best Christmas party ever. I said, you know, Ru, I believe it is. You love Christmas, I'm here. And we're trimming the tree and she goes, shh. I said, what? She goes, I didn't get an angel for the top of the tree. I said, oh, all right, do you have a hot glue gun and 2 dozen, you know, white feathers? So instead of getting to drink all night, hobnob, I sit on top of the tree all night with the wings on, like, what the fuck, Ru? And she's like, stay up there a little longer. And I see this hot guy and he's making eyes at me and I'm making eyes at him and like, you know, and I would have talked to him, but I'm stuck up in the tree all night. J-Lo comes over, starts talking to him. Turns out it's Ben Affleck. And obviously we all know how that turned out. So I always think if RuPaul had just gotten a star on the tree, who knows? Could have been a little different. Okay, so this is not my proudest moment because, you know, I think we all know the story behind this dress. This dress was used in a case against Bill Clinton because it had that stain on it that you can see right there. Not my proudest moment. We do things, you know, we fall in love with unexpected people in unexpected places. We fall in love in a hopeless place. Oh wait, this is the wrong dress. Nick, this is rude. This is rude because you know this is before I did the master cleanse. So you can see this is kind of me fuller. This is a little more curvy Trixie. You know, I'm still doing the big eyes with the white. I'm still trying to have a music career, but you know, I look good. I was still just happy to be involved. I have no idea who this is. Shout out to these little pink teeth. Wow, what a trip. I mean, you know, it's hard to be in the public eye from that young because, you know, you have people being critical of your body and your hair and your fashion and your acting and your singing and your modeling and your puberty and your breasts and your boyfriend. You know, it takes a lot to be, you know, inviting everybody's critique at every stage of your life, but honestly, I wouldn't regret a thing because that's how I got here and that's part of who I am. If you guys like this video, please let me know. If you guys think I missed a stage of my career or a certain look, please let me know below because honestly, I've been in the biz so long, I kind of forget I was in something. Like I was just watching ER the other day and I forgot that I was on it for 9 years. So just let me know. Thank you, bye.